I want to end this with the four quick fire questions that I do with everybody. So one to two sentences.
Nice.
We'll start with the first one. One unconventional slash thinking outside the box kind of thing you guys did in your business.
Um, one, let's see.
Actually, funny
We
thing is,
made,
sorry, cutting you
uh-huh.
off. I remember one thing you tell me, which I thought was super genius. I just want to say that anyways. This was from your older product. This was the
Hmm.
product you came out with, the Simple 31. I remember you guys telling how like people would go and like put that product on torrent sites, and you guys went and you did it yourself. You remember?
Yeah.
That was
We would put our product on torrent sites and then like give them the shitty version where it says like if you want the better version of this, like click the link below this video. So then they're like, wait, but this is a torrent. There's no link, something like that.
that was the right thing.
No,
Yeah.
but I think more recently, I think what we did that was really cool was we made video ads for hiring.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so I thought that was pretty interesting. We got a lot of good leads that way, where we would say like, you know, do you work at Bain or do you work at like McKinsey? Because we were trying to get consultants to be in this one particular position as a marketing manager, and we would say like, chances are, you know, there's a 60% chance you're in the type of people who want a more creative job. I forgot how the script went, but
Yeah.
like we would literally target it on LinkedIn and target people from like McKinsey or Bain or like BuzzFeed when we were looking for producers. Like, are you a producer at BuzzFeed? Well, chances are, you know, you want a more you want a job where there's not red tape on the content or something like that, right? And so it's funny because my co-founder used to work at Bain, and his old boss emailed him. He was like, "Yo, dude, what the fuck is this? You can't be doing this." So
That's hilarious.
we stopped that for a couple of companies, but it actually worked out really well. We got some really great leads. It was expensive for sure because
Yep.
you're running ads against this really super narrow audience, but it got us a lot of good people because you would literally just target producer at BuzzFeed on Facebook, right, or LinkedIn. So I
Very
think that
cool.
was probably one of the coolest things we did hiring wise.
That's very cool. Advice for someone applying to YC.
Um, Number one, have traction. Like it's very hard to get in with just an idea, unless you know you had some previous success in whatever company. So have some traction, have some customers, and then number two is like practice answering all the questions. You can literally just Google YC questions. Like you should have a good answer for all of them that lasts no more than 15 seconds.
Makes sense.
And if you speak longer than 15 seconds, like that's you're just wasting time.
Yep, makes sense. Advice for someone starting their first startup.
Um, You know, I'm stealing this from, I want to say Paul Graham or somebody. I'm stealing this from someone, but the advice is don't do it because it takes a very particular like personality to be successful in a startup, not just successful like financially and business wise, but like emotionally and mentally as
Yep.
well, right? It's really, really hard stuff. So I say my advice is don't do it, and if you still feel the need that you have to do it, then you should. But if me saying don't do it makes you second guess yourself, then just don't do it. Right? So
Love it.
that's my advice.
Love it. And last one, if there was one thing, only one thing that people could take away from you, something that has helped you in your life a lot, what would that be?
Yeah, it's honestly the biggest kind of change I've made in the last few years was just to be more in touch with my emotional side. I think a lot of people in Silicon Valley and just a lot of people who are very logical and smart thinkers in that sense, they tend to be very distant in terms of being emotionally intelligent, right? And so, um, you know, I went through this thing called T group. It's kind of based off of a class at Stanford Business School, but it just gets you to essentially talk about how you feel, talk about how others feel, talk about things from an emotional perspective, really get to connect with people in that way. And it sounds really, really cheesy, but you know, it's changed my life. I used to be the type of person who, you know, I grew up in like a super strict Asian family where if you're like angry at something or if you're mad at something or you're sad about something, it's like fucking deal with it, sweep it under the rug. Um, and so I went through this program, this they're called T group, and for the first like 2 days, I was like, this is the stupidest shit ever, right? Like, what are we talking about? Emotions and all this weird stuff. And then the third and fourth day, I literally just couldn't stop crying my ass off because I realized that I had been living my life essentially the wrong way, right? I've been shutting people out. I've been ignoring my emotions. I've been not connecting with people because I thought it was weak. I was not, being I wasn't caring and compassionate with my employees because I thought leaders are supposed to be like rock solid. You never show weakness, that kind of thing. And not only has it improved my professional life and being able to manage people and grow teams and recruit people, but it's helped in my personal life too. With my girlfriends, with my family, with my mom, my dad. I said I love you to my mom for the first time, like, a year after I took that program. So it's just been a huge, huge game changer for me. So whether you take a program like that, or maybe you just see a therapist or a psychologist and talk about these things, it's super, super underrated, I think, in the startup community.